What you're looking at on your screen right now is the Ubuntu GNOME operating system installed on an Android phone. In this video, I'm going to be running you through the process of the installation and the setup. Okay, if you're finding this channel for the first time, we upload videos on Linux tutorials and we also give helpful Android tricks. So if you're interested in this, make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications to be notified when I upload another video. And without wasting much of your time, let's get to the video. So the first thing you're going to do when you open Termux is you're going to update your packages. You're going to do that with the pkg update command. So after updating Termux packages, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to install the wget package. You're going to install that with the pkg install wget command. Now after installing wget, you're going to be installing proot custom installer. You're going to be doing that with the command shown on your screen. I'm going to be leaving the command in the description below. Okay, so go there and get it. Now, after downloading the proot custom installer, you're going to run it with the command bash wget proot.sh. Okay, I'm going to be leaving a link to the command in the description below also. And after running this command, what it is going to tell you is it is going to run the command, then it is going to tell you the system architecture of your phone. Okay, in my case, it is saying my architecture is Arch64, which is the 64-bit architecture. If yours is the 32-bit architecture, it can tell you that it is Arch32, or it tells you that it is ARMHF. Okay, whatever it is that it tells you, you're going to make sure that you download the file that has the same architecture as your CPU. Okay, so what it is going to tell you now is it is going to tell you to enter the name you prefer for your login scripts. Because we are installing Ubuntu, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write Ubuntu. Okay, so that anytime we want to log in, we can just simply type the command bash ubuntu.sh. Okay, and what is going to happen is it is going to connect to the Ubuntu server and it is going to download and extract the tar file of the Ubuntu OS and install it on your phone. Okay, now once that process is done, you're going to have a file on your phone that says ubuntu.sh. Okay, in order to log into Ubuntu, anytime you open your Termux application, you're going to enter that command bash ubuntu.sh and it is going to launch Ubuntu. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to update your Ubuntu repository, and after updating your repository, what you're going to do is you're going to install all these packages. Okay, I don't want to waste time in this video by mentioning all of these packages. I'm also going to leave them in the description. Okay, so just go to the description and also copy them the same way I copied and paste them here. That command is simply going to install the GUI interface of Ubuntu for you. Okay, now after installing the GUI interface of Ubuntu, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set a custom script to launch our Ubuntu GUI. Okay, now in order to do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a directory and we're going to name that directory .vnc. Okay, and in that directory that we just created, we're going to write a startup script in that directory. Okay, so I'm also going to be pasting this script in the description below. Okay, so get it from the description, and after entering the script, what you're going to do is you're going to give that script executable permission. You're going to do that with the command chmod +x, then the name of the script, which is xstartup. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to launch our GUI interface with the VNC server command. So you're going to enter the command VNC server. And if you're entering that command for the first time, it is going to tell you to create a 6-digit password. So you're going to create that password and make sure it is a password you can easily remember. Now that you've done this, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to open your GUI interface application. Okay, in my case, I'm using NetHunter, right? So you're going to enter the password that you just created for your VNC server in the VNC password section, and you're going to make sure that your connection type is the basic VNC connection. Okay, and what you're simply going to do after now is you're going to click on connect, and that should connect you to the GUI interface of your Ubuntu. Now that we're connected to the GUI interface, we're going to be making little changes to the GUI interface so that it can look more professional. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the background of the GUI interface. After changing the background, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on activities, and then from activities you're going to click on the application menu, and then you're going to click on utilities, and from utilities what you're going to do is you're going to click on tweaks. Okay, you're going to click on tweaks, and when you click on tweaks, you're going to click on appearance, and from the appearance section you're going to change the appearance to the Yahoo appearance. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want the application to appear in the Yahoo theme, and we also want the icons to appear in the Yahoo icon. Okay, so those are the changes you're going to make in the tweak section. After that, you're going to launch your terminal, and you're going to enter this command that I just pasted in the terminal. I'm also going to be leaving this command in the description below. Okay, so just get the command from the description. And once you're done with that, the next thing we want to do is we want to activate the Ubuntu dock. In order to do that, click on extensions, and you're going to turn on Ubuntu dock in the extension. Okay, you're going to turn on Ubuntu dock in the extension, and once that is turned on, as you can see, you now have the GNOME dock extension on your GUI interface. And to the final part of this video, every time you're done using your GUI interface, always make sure that you kill the VNC server. Okay, in order to kill the VNC server, you're going to do that with the command VNC server -kill. Because we're logged in on the port 1 in this particular section, you're going to kill port 1. Okay, as you can see, I've killed port 1, and that is it. If you found the video helpful, make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications to be notified when I upload another video. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.